future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Welcome to Spirit Speaks with James Van Praagh, a pioneer of his time and one of the world's most celebrated and respected mediums of our time. Please welcome spiritual teacher James Van Praagh on Universal Broadcasting Network.
Hey, hey! Wow, that's great. I love the new voiceover. She's English. She's one of your people, love.
Well, then she's good.
Yeah, she's good. Hi, everybody. I'm here tonight with Lynn Probert. Hi, John.
Hi.
Yes, and here's Lynn looking very beautiful with a short haircut.
Hi, everyone.
Looking great.
I was saying, John, Lynn came on the second show we started, our third show.
Yes.
Second or third, back in May. And Lynn and I are doing a class this week, classes, I should say, and a demonstration in Orange County and some work. And so she's here for the show. I wanted to invite her on the show to talk about mediumship with me.
That's awesome. I'm glad to have you back, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Yeah. So a lot of people I know, John, have been, of course, see this on Facebook and now maybe simultaneous on YouTube. And I know that a lot of people repeat, because I read the comments too, the people leave. Right? A lot of people are tuning in.
Yeah, lots and lots of people. In fact, I think the call line's already full, but we will put the number up for people to call.
Okay. And for a lot of people that are watching us on Facebook later on, it doesn't matter what time you kind of watch this or hear it, because as mediums, what we're doing here is we'll describe mediumship, our experiences, but also when we give messages out, even though we're working with one specific receiver, the person who's going to receive the message, it's really the message for everybody that listens, because every single person can share in the experience, because we're all human beings, so we have certain common human experiences. So really, though, we're only reading 3, 5, 6, 20 people, everyone should listen to those common experiences, because that's really what it's about. We can't possibly reach a million people, but we can do it in this way, and everybody can relate to that. And that's how I really got started, by listening to a medium and seeing mediumship demonstrations, and I would hear messages and made sense.
Yeah, well, what it does is it starts to make you think of your own memories and think of the people in the spirit world that you've lost. But it just makes that connection for yourself in a way. You get that feeling of being closer to the spirit world, even though it may be not your individual message.
It's very, very true. So tonight we're going to talk about the process of mediumship, because a lot of people are very interested. And a lot of people come from my school, the James Van Praagh School of Mystical Arts. We've done a lot of mediumship there. And Lynn Probert's been working with the spirit for over 20 years. And Lynn, can you tell everyone, how did you get started? And
well, I had an awareness as a child, like a lot of people, and I think we still wish at times that when we're developing our mediumship as we get older, that we have the innocence of a child, because kids just see what they see. Yeah. When we get to school, it becomes a little bit more contained, and then our family's sort of way of living, and it changes. It all becomes maybe 13 became very aware again. And about the age of 16, I just had this intuitive knowing that I was going to lose my father when he was young. I didn't know how, didn't know when. It was my acceptance of it that really hit me, and I had to process that, and I had to start to search to understand it. And like everyone, when I lost him, I went on my search. Is he still around me? I went to a medium, kept being told you should do this, which I knew myself. But it was time, until the time was right in my own life for me to find a space for me to develop. And I found a development group where I had a tutor that started to teach me, and I just enjoyed the process, really, of understanding. It was more about getting to know myself first.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, because so many people just rush to develop the ability to communicate with the spirit world, but unless you can really feel your own spirit and your own soul and connect with yourself and those around you in your life, I mean, you have to connect with the living first before you can start connecting with people in the spirit world. So it's been, a long journey. It's been a roller coaster. I'm still on the ride and still loving it.
And still learning.
Still learning.
We're always learning. Every day we're learning.
And every day is different.
Yeah, and something Lynn said, John, which is really quite common to people, is when a loved one passes away, that kind of forces them to go on their own spiritual quest, their own spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And for me too, that was part of my spiritual journey. So everyone that's watching this or listening, be mindful that there maybe just by listening to the show, it'll start you to open up and question things and go on your own journey.
Mm-hmm.
I know, John, that you're affected by it. You've kind of looked into things since you started working with psychics, eh?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. And you have an event coming up with David G too, correct?
Yes, David G, the 26th of August. It's going to be at the Ranchos Bernardo Inn in San Diego. And it's a meditation weekend. And it's Friday night, Saturday, the full day, and Sunday morning. And the last I heard, David G was bringing in this huge Buddha. That's what I heard. He's going to be pulling it in the beach, this huge Buddha. And I heard that today. And I'm like, wow, he's going full out with stars, like the stars in the sky.
Wow.
Buddha and a lot of things, very special surprises for everybody. For those who don't know, David G, he taught Deepak Chopra how to meditate and been all over the world. Now he teaches a lot of corporations about meditation and mindfulness. And I met him, I don't know, probably a year ago at a Hay House event. And he was just, we hit it off right away. And as people watched the show earlier in the last couple of weeks when David and I did the show, just to love. And Lynn has met David also.
I met him in May when I was here, and he's just a really humble, amazing, gentle, but very giving and talented man.
Yes, he is. I really enjoyed when he was on our show. That was awesome. Now, it was so funny because we had his website underneath your name, so I was like, I better be plugging David too, because I know you've got that event coming up. So that's great.
Yes, David's somebody that you might consider in the future for talent. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
He has a great radio show now on Hay House, and he'd be great to get more listeners to learn about meditation, because everybody wants to know about meditation, but the art of meditation, he's such a master at it that a lot of people would benefit.
And it's a huge part of your school, because I'm noticing in the chat room here, people are saying they love your school, and in fact, some of them are even asking if you're going to come out with an app for the school so that people can.
Let me write that down. Yeah. Thank you, folks, because I will do that immediately. I will get on the app. I mean, I do it really myself, and I'm like. Okay.
A little overwhelmed. I get it.
I'm overwhelmed. That's why I have my friend over here helping me. Because, but yeah, I'll work on the app. That's a very good. And part of the work is meditation or stillness, we should say. And what Lynn said earlier, getting in knowing your own spirit, your own soul. Part of that is going to the stillness, just being in the stillness. And Lynn did a great exercise this past week about having people just get in the stillness. Lynn, why don't you talk about it and maybe do it even?
Well. The hardest thing to do, but the biggest thing to achieve for any mediumship development is to still your mind.
Yes.
And so we're trying to train ourselves to do something that we've done the opposite all our life. Our mind is inquisitive, it questions, it logicalizes, and it does all the things in the logical part of our brain that we don't want to do, because we want to use the subconscious part of our brain, which is the creative and the loving sense and the part of our mind that we use with our mediumship. So to actually be still is so hard. So something just as simple as just sitting and closing your eyes and taking a deep breath in and out a couple of times, just until your breathing just settles into a nice, natural, slow and steady rhythm. And just putting the thought through your mind, be still, and just keep saying it over and again in your head until you actually start to feel it. And when you feel it, you start to surrender into it. And when I use surrender, I mean just give in and relax. And just allowing yourself to do that will start to move you into a more softer, gentle space. And almost the process of moving into what we call and we term being in the power. But being in the power is being the stillness of your own energy. Because to work with the spirit world, you've got to find that space, and you've got to get to know and understand how you feel energetically within yourself, so that you're less and less aware of your physical body, but you're just aware of how you feel within. Because if you don't know how you feel in that space, when you connect with the spirit world, there's always going to be part of your logical mind that says, is there someone really there, or am I making this up?
Yes, my imagination.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that happens to the best of us. We always like, is this my imagination? Even when the most well-trained and been experienced mediums still have that human part of them, which they got to fight a lot. So the more you can be in that stillness and have that sense of connection with yourself and that stillness, the stronger to be.
and everybody's just in such a rush to do it so quickly. But the longer you take, the more effective it becomes. It really is not a race.
And it's not only mediumship; it's everyday life. It's a sense of being mindful, taking a few deep breaths during the day, and just stopping and pausing. And as you do that, and you feel like around you, you see life, you see the world around you in a whole different way. So we should all get into that part of the part of mindfulness, pausing, taking a few steps back, and just being, if you will.
Back to center.
Just exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we all have frustrations in our day, whether it's our kids won't get their school uniform on, or we're caught in traffic, or
we're late
for a meeting, we haven't met a deadline, and we get so frustrated and we get caught up in the drama of it. But just pausing for a moment, just taking a couple of breaths, and it's like, just be still. Again, it's almost like we step back from the anxiety of it and we see the reality of it. It's not the end of the world. Now cope with it.
And the process of mediumship, John, is really interesting because we can give you a lot of different details and information about mediumship and the process. But that one thing of being still and being centered is huge when you work as a medium. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah. More than anything, actually.
Yeah, more than anything.
I'm sure it's almost like being an air traffic controller, isn't it?
I just had that before, that. It's like air traffic control. The spirits coming in, you have the human person, and you have yourself. So you're juggling all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm doing when I'm producing. It's just like all these windows open and just sort of trying to keep centered and trying to be focused just on the conversation and accommodating everybody else in the chat room and the calls and all that. But that's so true when you say stop and smell the roses. Take a moment to sort of just be in that moment, and aromatherapy. It just brings you back to that moment too, right?
It does.
Yeah. I think also because we live in a fast-paced world now, everything's instant. We've got instant communication, instant coffee.
Yes.
Maybe not here. It's probably different coffee at home.
We have Starbucks. Yes.
Everything is instant. Everything's quick. We got cars now. Don't even put a key in. We just press a button. So therefore, we expect mediumship and the ability to communicate spirit world to be instant. There's no way that it can be. We've only got all the things in our life because of the progression that's come before that, and through the mechanics of life. So
and all of this goes into calls which we're going to take in a few moments here. But if people are calling in for a contact in the spirit world, for me, and Lynn will talk about herself, but for me, it's really important that the recipient understands that they're a part of this communication. To me, it's a three-way communication. It's the recipient, it's the medium, and it's the spirit. The spirit world shows up. We have shown up. We're doing our best, but the recipient has to listen very carefully and open up their mind. Don't try to force a communication. Don't try to force what they're going to say, what the spirit people are going to say. You can't force people in the physical to say what you're thinking. So you can't expect that of the spirit. And many times it comes from the spirit world. They know what needs to be said. They see the higher truth. They have a big need, a greater need there, and they understand things. Sometimes I want to say, because we're on a radio show, because we're short in time, give us the name of the recipient, and then we'll do the rest. But just respond of yes, no. Don't give us a life story because it'll throw. We just have to hear the yes, the no, and that'll keep us going. Sometimes you want to hear from one person, like a mother, and a man shows up. Now that man needs to come through maybe for different reasons. Maybe he opens up the door so the mother can come through later. Maybe there's a great need that needs to be met from him. So there's different ways that works.
Yeah, absolutely. And people do have these sort of preconceived lists of what they think the spirit world are going to say, what they expect them to say, and they eliminate all the other things. They haven't heard those words or those statements or sentences. But it's a bit like saying you've got that's colorblind and you want them to see pink in its true shade. Well, they're not going to because they haven't got that faculty or that ability because of their sight. And as mediums, we all have references, we all have things that we understand, but the spirit world have got to learn to communicate with us as much as we learn to communicate with them. They've got to understand, how do we as individuals perceive things? How do we as individuals maybe see things, hear things, feel things? Because we don't see the spirit world in full form and hear every word they say the way that people presume that we do. It's like having a jigsaw puzzle, and you've got all the pieces, but it didn't come in a box and there was no picture. And you have to just try and work it out.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's like building Lego, you know, it's just one step at a time. And sometimes we misinterpret things, and that's because we're not either seeing the picture clearly, because we'll get one piece of information as an emotion and a feeling, one piece of information as a visual image, one piece of information as a word,
memory,
a voice, or a memory, and we have to try and put all of those aspects into words of some kind of understanding. So it's not as clear as people think.
And another part, which is a really important part, is this is such an interesting point. Just because someone passed over the world of spirit does not mean they know how to communicate. They have to learn how to concentrate their thoughts and send the emotion, transmit the emotion, the feeling, the thought, the memory. To them, they learn too. So they're not just completely aware of how to do this when they pass in the spirit world.
Great point. Yeah, great point. To be patient,
so if you have
right?
questions, John, we can open the telephone lines or the computer lines or whatever we call them.
Yeah, in fact, you know, I think the spirits are coming into the room where you're at big time, because there's a lot of spirit activity, it looks like, right in front of you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's starting to clear up a little bit, but yeah, we got a lot going on here in the chat room, with you being Channel 2 chat room, a lot going on the phone lines, and so we'll jump to the phone lines if you guys are ready to start taking some calls, and I will try to interject questions from the chat room as best I can, but keep in mind that when you guys call, please be on. Or please make sure that you're not on a speakerphone. Make sure that you are just one-to-one. Yeah, one-to-one with your phone, and any questions that you have that are reading related. James needs to hear your voice. I think Lynn as well maybe needs to hear your voice as well, to connect with your voice. So anybody asking questions in the chat room right now for a reading, you need to be on the phone in order to have a reading. But you can ask questions that I can relay to James about, you know, specific questions that you have about spirituality or meditation or mediumship, stuff like that. Yeah. Just to clarify.
John, at the end, I'm going to do an exercise for every single person that's on the chat room or watching to really be aware of the spirit around them. So we'll do that at the very end.
Okay, great. So just to clarify, James and Lynn need to hear your voice in order to give you a reading. Okay? We'll just make that easy. Okay. All right, so let's get to our first caller. We have from 713. It looks like it is Minnie. Minnie, you're on the line with James and Lynn.
Hi, Minnie.
Hi. My name is, they call me Minnie, but my name is Me. And I lost my love about 1 year ago. Last month, it was a year. And my life is just devastated. It's just been in pieces. His name is Joe, and I want to know if he has a message for me. I have a few questions for him or for you. And I just don't really where to start.
So anyway, so what we'll do is we'll try both to tune in to Joe, and someone else might come through too when we're doing it. So it's an experiment. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Okay. Minnie, from what I can sense straight away, I know that Joe was quite a funny man, but I know he's got a dry sense of humor. Would you understand that about him?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But I know I've got a strong man. I'm very proud. I've got my morals. I've got my views. But I know he was a man that when he was at his best, I know that he didn't like to sit still and just do nothing. He had to be doing something. He had to be pottering around or doing something all the time.
Always, yes.
Yeah, okay. You have his watch as well. And I know that you've put a picture of him beside your bed.
Yes, I'm holding it, and I'm holding his watch.
Hold on, let me tell you, because I know that you kiss that good night, and I know you kiss it good morning, because I know he's seen you do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Does he know I do? Does he know?
So Joe watches you do that, and I know that after he passed over, you moved over to his side of the bed. You understand? You went to the other side of the bed, right? So he's telling me about. I also am very aware you have T-shirts or shirts of his, like T-shirt of his. And I know that you hold where you
I
go to
wear his boxers.
Pajamas, okay.
Yeah.
And I know like
Yeah.
pajamas, like you wear these things like pajama type things. I know
Yes.
the bed. And I know,
Yes.
okay, and I know his slippers are close by because I feel him going into his slippers sometime. I'm going to tell you that he's like Lynn said, a great sense of humor, dry wit. I know he's seen a father, so I think it's his father on the spirit side. And I know that he's not the only Joe. There must be another Joe somewhere as well over there in spirit. So whether an uncle of his, but there's another Joseph over there older that's passed. Would you understand about? I need to let you know that he wants me to tell you when he's laughing about it. He finally can dress up, and he didn't care about his clothes or what he looked like here. But on the other side, he's dressed up more, and he feels like he's coming in, and he wants to do that in honor of you tonight. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Minnie, well, I know that he wouldn't have danced a lot, but I know you have a special memory of being danced around the room by him, because I know I've got this feeling of wanting to pick you up, take you in my arms, and dance you around the room. So there must have been a record that you've listened to or a song just recently that links the two of you very closely in a memory.
And also, Minnie, there's yes, I know it's very hard. It's emotional. I know one more thing. The two more things to give me. There's some kind of a stuffed animal that I think is either in the bedroom or if there's a memory connected with a stuffed animal with him and yourself. And there's also something to do with a candle. And he's just talked to me about that. I think the candle has words on the front of it. There's something distinctive about that. I hope you understand those references. Okay.
Oh, I can't
right.
right now,
And
but I go to his grave every weekend. Every weekend I go to his grave. Does he know I'm there?
Absolutely. And were the last flowers you placed for him yellow ones?
I put a lot of yellow, but the last flowers were they were yellow and pink.
Okay, I know.
But for his anniversary, I know he just did. He like what I made for him?
So I know that's his way of
for
saying
his anniversary. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's all right. I know
He
that you showed with the yellow that stood out because he's just aware of you doing it. I know you kissed him 3 times when you said goodbye to him because I know he wants to thank you for the 3 kisses.
Okay. So many number. So we're gonna finish by just saying to you the number one. Don't think of Joe as dead because there is no death. No. He's very, very alive. He doesn't want you to think of him as dead. He hears you all the time. He hears your thoughts. He hears your prayers. You don't need to go to medium to hear him for him to hear you. He hears you. He hears your thoughts. The spirit will hear our thoughts. Can you accept that?
Yes, but is he me? Like he's like with me, walks with me, goes with me to work. Is he with me all the time?
He's in your thoughts. He's part of you here. He can be part of the spirit world and the heaven worlds and also with you. He watches over you. He is an angel. You talked about being an angel. He is your angel. And I just want to say one more, then we have to move on, lovely. Tonight when you go to bed, he gives you a kiss every night. He gives you a kiss every single night on your cheek. And I know that he said to me, you fall asleep on your right side. The right cheek is on the pillow because he kisses your left. And I'm very aware that he does it every night. So I'm going to tell you it's around 10:30 at night. Around that time, he comes and gives you a kiss, and he's going to do that tonight as well. Okay? Thanks, sweetheart.
So he's okay. He's okay.
He's okay. He's fine.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Thank you, Minnie. Take care.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. I really appreciate you calling me.
Your thing, hon.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
All right. Excellent.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that's powerful because, that was the question I had is like, where do people go when they die? I mean, you probably hear that question a lot, but I mean, in terms of like the fact that they still can see and interact with us, where are they?
Well, John, it goes to the awareness that we are more than this human body. I say this to people all the time. As a soul, I always say this is a big toe to our soul. This is a very small part of us. Right now, we're existing on many, many levels. We're just not aware of the higher spiritual level of the other dimensions, if you will. But it's like a ceiling fan. When you turn the ceiling fan on and it's blades around,
Yeah.
you can't see the individual blades because it's moving so quickly.
Yeah.
But if you stop that ceiling fan, you can see the individual blades. This body of ours is the individual blade, but there's so much of a faster vibration that's spinning that we don't see it. So we're 80% out of the body, only 20% in the body. There's so much, and I'm just using those percentages, but I'm sure that's a human, that type of but we're more out of the body than the body. So they're outside of time. There's no such thing as time. So that's interesting to note also.
Okay. All right. James,
Did our video go? Did my video go?
Yeah, we lost your video, so you can go ahead and turn that back on if you can.
Lost my video. Okay. Oh, I see it went off. That's so weird because I didn't touch a thing. Oh, that's so weird.
That's what I'm telling you. The spirit activity is really
weird,
strong right now.
We're such okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, we're trying to get your video back, but we'll get it back. But in the meantime, let's go on to our next caller. It looks like we have Carrie on the line here. Carrie from 702. Hi, you're on the air with James and Lynn.
Hi.
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 Do you have a question for Lynn and James?
This is Kate. I do. I have this overwhelming feeling that someone is trying to reach me, but I don't know who it is. The feeling is just overwhelming.
Who's it like, a male or female?
I think it's a female.
You think it's a female? Well, describe her for me.
I think it might be of my grandmother's.
So I'm going to tell you not, Carrie, I'm going to tell you not to think. I want you to feel who it is. How's that? So does it feel like a grandmother? Okay. Does it feel like a grandma?
It does.
It is a grandma. It is a grandma. And it's does it feel like on the mother's side or your father's side?
My mother's side.
Your mother's side. And you knew this lady, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So this lady it makes sense that lady would be around you. And many, many times, Carrie, what happens many times is that the spirit person feels they can live through you and they can help you to do things that perhaps they didn't do in their lifetime. For some reason, did you know if your grandmother used to smoke cigarettes when she was alive?
I never saw her smoke.
Okay, because I'm getting a wonderful sense of smoking a cigarette, which is really interesting. And you know if she had...
My dad's mother smoke all the time.
Who did? Your
dad's mother.
Dad's mother. So that's who I'm picking up, a lady smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. And so watch for the smell of smoke around you from time to time when no one's smoking around you, because that will be an indicator of her presence as well. But how does she make you feel when you get that sense of her? What is it that she brings to you?
It's just a feel of protection.
Exactly that.
Like she's watching for me.
Okay, and you find as well that it'll be at times when you've got things going on in your life, whether it be stress, whether you've got decision makings, whether you're emotional, whether you're a bit and retreated in yourself for whatever reason, and that will be the times that she needs to make you aware that she's closer than normal, giving you support to deal with the things in your everyday life.
Okay, perfect.
And then one more thing actually comes close to my mind. I just want to tell you that this lady is a fun lady. I feel in the lifetime, and I would say the 1940s, I would say 40s, 50s are very significant with this lady. But I feel you have clip-on earrings, and she wants to put on her clip-on earrings.
Yes.
Clip-on, because I'm going to get like this, my ears, clip-on earrings. I'm going to put them down. I also want to wear a nice dress that can go back and forth, very moving a lot. And she's a cut up, she's a card, she's funny, but she also doesn't like people just because they're there. She'll either like you or doesn't like you. She's very quick in her mind. She just said to me, I'm severe with my looks. So she's severe with her eyes. She can cut you or she can love you with just a sight. And Carrie, if you look at her eyes, she has very strong eyes. I'm not sure if they're green or bluish eyes, but I'm very deep within my eyes. I also got to tell you that I don't know if she wants me to, she's making me feel that there's either been papers you created or you've been filling, and they feel very formal papers, almost like documentation or some kind of a formal official papers. So does that make sense at all? Do you feel that for me?
Yes.
Perfect. And so I don't know what that has to do. I don't know if that's insurance forms or federal forms, but it just like she wants me to get this sense of completing that, and it's great. I also tell you that she wants to go to Europe with you, and she's giving me the sense that you've been either thinking about going there or that you've always wanted to do. You understand that?
No, could you say that one more time, please?
It's hard to hear a lot. So there's a feeling of Europe. I'm wanting to go to Europe. You want to complete something in Europe, go over there, do something there.
Yes.
And she's giving me that this desire will indeed be met. And it's almost as if, Carrie, that you have to finish something off. And I'm not going to say past early, but I certainly will say there's an interest there. And I'm going to say one thing that this woman gives me in my head. She said, when you go there, you will be to Paris, and there's going to be a plate or plates, and they're white with a gold rim around them and pinkish kind of flowers on the side. She said, watch for them. You'll have a strong, significant experience with that memory or something when you see that. Isn't that wild?
That is wild, because Paris is on my radar. I would like to go live there.
Well, let me tell you, she's making it happen. She's pulling some strings, or something's going on there, my love. So look out for it.
Carrie, would it also...
You can keep pulling those strings.
Exactly.
Would it also make sense that there's someone around you at the moment that either has been unwell or is just needing a little bit more time and attention currently?
Myself.
Okay, because that's the other reason that I feel that close to you. It's just to give you support with what you're going through, as I said before, but particularly in this situation. And it's, keep focusing on what it is you want and not what it is you fear. Because I know that this was a lady that looked at her goals and not her life. So it's just that need to get you to do the same.
Perfect.
She's strong. You're writing it down, and you're writing it all down, which is very good. She's with you.
I am writing it.
Her strength is with you, so we're going to leave you with her strength and her love, and have a great time in Paris, lovely.
Yeah, enjoy.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Thank you, Carrie. Okay, James. So we have a question in the chat room here, and hopefully I can get it here. Okay, it says, when a certain person died, an immense, truly inhumane sadness came over me, and I almost fell to the ground in the middle of a park full of people, and I broke down crying. A few days later, I heard of this person passing on that particular day, and around the same time this happened. What do I make of it? Did I channel that person's sadness, or was it our connection and a part of me feeling his passing?
Well, times when that happens, it is common, because grief comes to people, and first of all, grief itself comes to people in very different ways, and suddenly, and there's an emotional side to that, which is just, it's overwhelming sometimes. So that part, definitely, that happens. All of us have what's called precognition, and remember, time and space. Linear time is only of the human, but our souls are outside of time. So there'll be situations where we'll see an event before it happens, few days, months, or even a year before it happens, and our soul see it before the human does. And so that does happen. Yeah, Lynn.
Yeah, and I think it's, it can come in minor things, in ways of you think of someone and then an hour later they call you, or you think, I've not spoken to someone for ages, and then you bump into them down the street half an hour later. As sort of mildly as that, or as extreme as you've just explained. And I think also it's us having maybe that physical reaction to that change of sensing something within ourselves, even though we're maybe not aware of what it is at that time. But I think there's an element of it, it's like the preparation as well, of knowing, because people that start to get this on a regular basis will start to understand that it's like a preparation of what it that they're going to be dealing with, or become aware of, or know of in the following days, weeks, months, or as James has.
And the soul is like its language is intuition. And that intuition is not limited to just linear time. So your soul will know things before they happen. Quite often that does happen. So we can call it intuition, precognition, same thing. It's a sense of knowingness. Okay?
Yeah. Great. Sometimes we just have a physical reaction to it.
Right. Okay, so let's go to our next call. We have Amanda on the line at 716. Amanda, hi, you're on the air with James and Lynn.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Did we get the name correct, Amanda?
Hello?
Is your name Amanda? If you're
Yes,
on...
you did.
Okay, please
I'm
take
here.
please take us off speaker if you're on speaker, hon.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, Amanda.
Can you
How
hear
can we
me?
help you? Yes, how can we help you? What's your question?
I would like to know what's wrong with me medically.
When's your birthday?
January.
Are you a Capricorn?
Yes, I am.
Okay, when? January what? 5th, 6th? When?
11th.
Well, I'm sorry.
Did you say 11th?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I went
Well,
to write that.
you're gonna like. Well, first of all, let me just tell you, psychically. So we'll do a psychic reading for you, an intuitive reading for you. Number one, Capricorn. The reason I asked that is I just like to see the energy that we're dealing with here. So Capricorns, it's the worry sign of the zodiac, by the way. Capricorns come in and they worry about the future, about their security, responsibility. They have integrity. So that's part of what I am feeling about the sense of insecurity or worry. And we got to be careful what we think. As my lovely friend said, thoughts become
Thoughts become words, words become actions.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really true. So I got to say, to clean up the mind, it's almost like you have to weed out the garden of our mind sometimes. I got to tell you, Amanda, what I'm feeling with you is sometimes you worry what other people think. And I don't know what your relationship with your father is, but is that a little struggle with you, with your dad and you?
My relationship with who?
Your father?
No.
Where you lived with your dad?
No, I don't.
You know, are you trying to do something to please your father, to show him to be proud of you, anything like that?
No.
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 Okay, then I'm totally wrong. Totally wrong. So
No, that's fine. Amanda, have you changed your diet recently, or is something that you're finding that your system is not so tolerant to? Because I'm drawn to your stomach for some reason. Is okay.
And what about allergies?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Allergies.
Sinus allergies, yeah.
Lots of allergies around you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Lots of allergies affecting you in different ways.
But I think also because you're becoming more sensitive, because you're becoming more sensitive in yourself, whether it be through development itself or just through more just of that self-knowing. I think you're becoming more sensitive to other things in your life, such as food, such as, things you're putting in your environments, just things that you're putting in your system. So I think that's certainly something that needs looking at again, I would say. But equally, we're not doctors, so we can't go down that whole diagnosis route because that's not our job.
A couple of things I just want to ask you. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have a new checkbook? Were you looking at a new checkbook to change the checkbook into your? Have you been looking at a checkbook at all?
I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I'm validating what I'm getting. And I know that then the allergies. And was there recently painting your house, painting a room, doing something or paint?
Not recently.
When did you repaint the room or repaint something? How long ago was it? 6 months ago?
Probably about 4 months ago. 4
Right.
months ago.
Perfect. So that validates what I'm picking up. What I'm feeling is there was something within that paint, which sounds really weird, that I just has affected you, and it has an allergic reaction to you. And I just want you to go get that paint tested in some way. Again, it's just something I'm picking up. I don't know. I think there's something within there, but I think it's definitely allergy, environmental. So whether it's a paint, whether it's a food, it's definitely allergies. And we really, because we're not doctors, we can't tell you, but that's just intuitive what we're looking at and feeling. Okay?
Because it's almost like it's almost that those things could lead to issues with your joints, issues with mobility, issues just go beyond, affecting your stomach and your digestive system.
Fatigue, headaches, this sort of thing. Okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody have a message for me?
That's what we got is right now. We're just tuned into the psychic, so we just want to go on to a lot more calls, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for your patience.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, she was on hold for a very long time. So let me get to another question here in the chat room. They were asking about, are these readings geared towards just humans, or can we ask about our pets?
Pets, fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Pets are fine. And I know that when I was at that event with you, James, first the dogs came through, and then the people came through. So it's sort of sometimes a pet will usher in an actual human.
Exactly right, John, because it's unconditional love. They have no judgment. They don't have preconceived ideas or notions. They just come in love. And many times they'll show the human quote or the spirit just how to come in that space. So it's very true.
And do you think it's possible for a spirit person, somebody in spirit, to influence a pet to maybe come up to you and give you love, or just to
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. Without a doubt. They're great receivers of energy. They're intuitive. They know things. You bet. And whenever we bring an animal through, and Lynn talked about this yesterday in our course, many times they will bring through, there's a spirit that's with them. And many times when you see the animal, then you look and see who's the spirit that's bringing them forth. You understand that? Right?
Yeah. Who's the person that's brought them? It's a bit like saying, I can see a cup and saucer, but who's holding it?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
Okay.
I just want to make sure our animal lovers out there are being
what great
Being
healers
catered
as well.
for. Absolutely.
Animal lovers, great healers, these animals.
Yes,
great
for sure.
teachers for us.
Yes. Okay, so 805 is on the air here. I'm not sure of the name. 805, can we have your name, please? 805, can you hear us?
I think I hear the spirit people here.
I know. Okay, we'll go to another call. 631. 631, you're on the air.
Gotta be fast, quick. 631, Long Island.
Hello, James.
Oh, no. Hello? Who is this?
Hi, James.
Yes?
This is Kathy.
You know, really, Kathy? Really? You know, John, you just did that.
I did not.
I love you, James.
Every
And
which
Lynn, it's nice to see you. How are you?
And you. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Stop laughing, James.
It's me, Kathy.
I
I'm
have a
laughing
serious
because James thinks I did this on purpose, and I swear to you, I didn't.
You and John have something going on. I get on every single week, and I'm like, we have hundreds of thousands
We
of
haven't
calls.
heard from her in a couple weeks.
No, I didn't call the last couple of times. No,
So
no.
cute.
I'm
love
glad you're all well.
Yes, sweetheart.
James, I have a 12-year-old. I'm sorry?
I was in your neck of woods 2 weeks ago. I was on Long Island.
I know. You should have came to my house for dinner. You live like 10 minutes away from me.
Kathy. We should have done a show from your house.
You could have. And I would have fed you, too, Italian food.
So you have a question, darling.
Yes. I have a 12-year-old nonverbal nephew that is constantly pointing to his head and saying, on his computer, he talks to a computer, says, headache, headache, headache. My sister's been to all the doctors. Neurosurgeon just called her and said he sees two. He's calling them cysts, but he's really not sure. And I'd like to know from you, if you can, is this the reason why he's not speaking? Is because there's something on the brain?
Well, you know, honey, I'm being not a doctor. I'm not able to even say that.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I kind of, whether it's veiled or hidden or I'm not getting it, I don't know. I just know that this person feels a lot of energy and love, like really sensitive person, like a real sensitive soul. Is this your sister's child, did you say? Yeah.
Yep, my sister's son.
So that whole soul group is really powerful.
But would it make sense, Kathy, that even though he may not be able to speak words, he can make sounds?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay,
he makes grunting noises.
Okay, but if you think because obviously you're so used to the way he communicates, sometimes we don't sort of see changes so much when we see them frequently or every day. But would it not make sense that in the last maybe 6, 8, 12 weeks at the most, there's been a change in that? There's been either a little bit more of it or a little bit more of intensity behind the sound?
You know what? He yells a lot. The yelling has gotten worse.
Okay.
There you go.
That I can tell you.
Okay. Yeah. And to me, that's the frustration, because it's almost like he's just sort of almost there with his words, but he can't come out. So the frustration's coming in. This is building up pressure in his head, which is obviously, you know, his frustration, his confusion, and he's got a very active mind because he is intelligent, as James said. There's a lot going on in his mind, so there's a lot that he wants to get out that he can't.
And he reacts to colors, so colors are really strong with him. So if you want to communicate with him, I would definitely use color cards. Colors are really important, and music's really good. But I love colors I see come with him, and music. Just see that.
Loves music.
Yeah. And there's I don't know if your sister's got any of those hanging crystals in the house, or he's got any.
I don't know.
Okay.
I do. I have hanging crystals in my house. Yes.
Okay, because there's something about the way that when they turn, they catch the color, they catch the light. It's something that it's quite engaging. I mean, he actually would really be good to do telepathy with.
Telepathy.
Because
he's such a weirdo.
Could he be
weird.
I know.
Could he be a crystal child?
And I'm feeling like I want to give energy, like sit in front of him and put my hand down and let him feel the energy and go across the room and let him play with the energy.
Wow.
He's really good with that. And you could definitely do that with the crystals and put that in front of him. It's so funny. Before we started the show, I was showing Lynn this crystal I have. And I'm looking at the crystal like, why am I my mind is going to this? Yeah. And it's just so funny that we're talking about it now. But validation for sure.
Yeah, well, it just took me to a friend of mine, and she worked with children that sort of or has done with children that have had different situations going on. What she does is she gives them a crystal star, so when they're troubled, they talk to the star. Wow. That's how she tunes in with them, and she's done it with my granddaughter and various other people I know. And there's just something there that just makes me feel that is missing for him.
Can I just jump in by saying also in the way you people communicate with him, you gotta go the opposite. So whether it's sending love, he picks up on fear energy really incredibly well. So we don't want to give that atmosphere to him. We don't want to give him fear. We want to give him love. And we can have some concerns, of course, where moms and dads and relatives. We want to make sure we have love because he can see love. He understands that.
So intuitive.
Love. I don't know. I can't say this speaking or not, but I want to say this. I also don't feel it's over. So I don't. No. I really don't. I feel just keep on going. It's a really great lesson for the whole family, isn't it?
But you know what I want to say to your sister? She's got to change her mental thoughts. Yeah. She's got to change her thoughts from he's not going to speak to he is going to speak because she's focusing so much on her fears of what's not going to happen. And if she starts
thinks he's going to speak.
Good. But there's someone
he thinks he's going to speak by the age of 13.
Okay. Well, there's someone around it that doesn't. They've all got to be singing from the same hymn sheet. Sorry, an English term. They've all got to be singing from the same hymn sheet, meaning they've got to be thinking the same.
They have the same mindset.
Same mindset. Because there's someone around, I'm not sure who, but there's someone around that is thinking the opposite, and you've only got to get one to sort of change that.
The father.
Okay. So if Dad wants him to speak, he's got to start believing he's got the possibility of it. You've got to change that mindset, otherwise your sister's fighting a losing battle.
I will tell her. And thank you, Lynn. You told me my husband was an owl. My husband bought me a stone with an owl engraved in it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a good one. Well, thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy, and please let James know that we're not in cahoots.
Love you.
James, I love you. Come for dinner, James. Come for dinner.
Okay, honey. Next time
Lynn. I love you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I swear I went from one call that was not responsive to the next one in queue, and that was Kathy.
I think it's Kathy's energy. I think
it really is. It's amazing. So let's go to Michelle. Michelle on line 520. This is going to be our last call, unfortunately, unless it's going to be a quick one. Wow. So 520, Michelle, hi. You're on the air with James and Lynn.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm excited.
Oh, good.
I am good. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Can you hear me okay? I'm all right. I feel like this is a thrill of a lifetime, so I'm eager to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Well, what's the question? You have to give us a question or the name of someone.
Sorry, because we missed that.
We missed that, didn't we?
Okay. How about Madeline?
Okay. Who do you want to contact?
Who do I want to contact? My grandmother, Madeline.
Okay. Your mother's mother?
Yes.
Did she say Mary?
Madeline.
Madeline.
Right? Madeline.
Madeline.
I'll tell you one thing really quickly,
Yes.
because John said we have a little time. So I want to talk about rings. Rings. She's putting rings on and putting rings off. So she's giving my mind a feeling about rings. Okay? So I know that there's something about a ring either was stolen or lost or something about whatever rings. And I know that I want to take you out to get your hands done, your nails done. She wants me to take you to get your nails done. That's not something that you do on a regular basis, is it?
No, it is not.
No. So I know that she wants to take you to get your hands done. She says hands done, which is I've never heard that. But she wants you to think about yourself. I know that she must have a son as well. Besides your mom, she must have a son. Would you understand that?
Two.
Yes.
She has two sons. Yes.
Okay. But there's one in particular she's on about. I think it might be the older one of the two. And I just want to say, she's putting her hands to her chest, and I just want to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. She's talking about prayers, and I want to go to a church, and I want to say some prayers, and I know that she must have some kind of a religious background or a belief system. Does that make sense to you?
Somewhat.
Okay. And do you ever go to light candles or go to say prayers yourself?
I say prayers. I don't like candles in a church per se.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because when James was talking, well, before he said about the church, your grandmother showed me a Bible. So I know that there would be a Bible that's been handed down through your family.
No, unfortunately.
Okay, well, you know, there's a box of things that are from your either parents or grandparents. I know there's a box of things that are tucked away in someone's attic or in someone's garage. It's things that have not been looked at for ages or for a long, long time, because I know that there's a Bible. It's small. I know it's black rather than white. I know the spine is quite sort of broken. I know it's within your family. So if you haven't got it, I know there's a need to ask, because I feel like there's been a divide in your family.
No,
in
I've
some
just
way.
got that. There's been a separation in your family, whether it's with siblings or not speaking to some. Yeah, because it definitely for sure.
When my grandmother died, the entire family blew up.
Yeah.
And my mother and her siblings didn't speak ever again.
Okay. Would you have connections with Australia?
I do not.
Okay, because I just saw the Australian flag put in my mind clearly. So watch for communication from Australia in some way. But I know that there's someone looking at a family tree or looking at
history,
ancestry. That's the word.
Yeah.
So
I do. I have been looking.
Okay. But I just know that there's still a piece that's undiscovered or it's not complete.
Yes, I don't know my biological father, and I have not been able to connect in any way whatsoever.
Okay, well, will you watch for Australia or open your mind to the possibility of information coming from that direction?
Absolutely.
And one more thing, you knew your grandmother, didn't you? You knew your mom's mom. You knew
my grandmother and I were like mother and daughter.
Yeah.
And
when she died.
All right, just let me give you what she gives me. She wants to show me a mop. Now it's a mop with mopping the floor and then putting the mop up to dry off. And would you remember her helping you you're helping her with chores when you were younger? And one of them would be either mopping the floor and dusting, because this is what she's showing me in my mind.
I would have, because she was handicapped. So yes.
Okay. She wants to thank you for cleaning up and doing the chores and being the hands that she didn't have. You were her hands that she didn't have, so she wants to thank you for doing that. Oh, she's getting very excited now. She feels very, very excited as she's able to get that through to you. Just says thank you for being her hands. It's interesting.
And will you also watch? You've got a picture on the wall that every time you look at it, it looks like it's
looking at you.
No, it looks like it's actually moved. It's not straight.
Not here, not where I live now.
Okay, well,
I don't have anything on the wall.
Okay, well, there's a picture. If it's not on the wall, it's on a side. I know it's a picture, it's a photograph. I'm not saying it's of her, but I know that there's a photograph that when you look at it, it's not in the position that you placed it. So if you've dusted and you look at it, you're going to pick it up. I know there's movement around a photograph, but I feel that's her way of trying to get your attention, trying to let you know that she's there. You did have a very close relationship. There's a very soft feel to her, even though she was a strong woman.
And I'm just picking up also, sweetheart, that they're trying to help you with your dad. They're really trying to make that happen for you. So just be patient with that and just open up that space and let that happen as it's meant to happen. It's only divine timing, not the human timing. So can you just realize, oh, I'm just getting all these chills, that like you are her hands. She's going to be your hands now to make things work out the best they can. I just got that very strong impression.
That's wonderful. Can I? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, don't have any more time. But go ahead, Lynn. You can go ahead and say, but no more questions, unfortunately. Lynn can go ahead and finish the thought, though. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I just asked your grandmother to put a calendar in my mind and just show me, and she's just highlighted February. So February is going to be a month where things will start to change in terms of your search. So good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you both. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut anybody off. I just want, we have another show that's on the way into the studio right now. But thank you guys so much.
Thanks, everybody.
So
we'll
much from all of this. Yes, appreciate it. So be sure to check out the archives on iTunes, Spreaker. There's also going to be on Stitcher. It's going to be on Facebook on James on the Replay. It's all over UBN. So we will be back next week. And thanks again.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.